What is up, guys? I am back in the brand new junk garage. I think the last time I saw you, I was working on a mini bike, and I was just in my garage at my, in my house. So I've actually got my shop put up, as I told everybody I would do. And man, I love it. I have just got junk in here for days. Okay, so what I'm working on today is a 1980 Chevy Malibu. It's got a 396 Chevy big block in it. Okay. And I had a power steering bracket. Okay. And it broke on me. So I decided I was gonna buy a power steering bracket for my pump. This is the part number, if you want to use it. And I looked online and I didn't see anybody that had a informational video on how to put this bracket assembly together. And it's not terribly hard, but I figured it out. So I figured I would show you all how I did it, maybe save you a little bit of trouble and some thinking. So you have this piece here, which has a rounded edge on it, and then it comes back around with your adjuster and everything that you can see right there. Okay, and it comes with several of these little sleeves, the spacer sleeves. Okay, and then there's two back there, one right there on the top. Come on, focus. There's one right there on top, and then one down here where my finger is on the bottom. Comes with two long bolts. This very large bolt, which goes into the water pump housing itself. And it comes with these bolts here. They're pretty long. These are the ones that go on the inside of the power steering pump pulley side. And these were way too long for me. So I just used the stock ones that came out of it. Yes, I would like to go for aesthetics, but at this point, I'd rather the thing just hold together so I can keep burning tires off of it. It comes with this washer, a little bit of a shorter bolt, this little spacer, which I have no idea what it goes to, but I'm going to show you guys how I did it and made it pretty easy, and should work just fine. So you have your adjuster plate, can't miss it, and it bolts to the inside of your power steering pump on the pulley side, not the inside. This would be the inside of the block side, and this would be the inside of the pulley side. So I have a long water pump. They make a short water pump, and then they have 3 different styles of long water pumps. I did not know that before I ordered this kit. So I learned that, I believe last night is whenever I was looking it up. So I learned that last night, and I don't know if I just got lucky and got the right bracket kit, but I did. I made it work. I'm going to show you how I did it. Okay. So you have your adjuster plate here. Can't miss it. It's like a half moon looking deal with a cutout in the center so that it goes around this pump housing very nicely. You have these, there's 2 little triangle plates. They kind of look like this. One side is flat, one side has a dip in it, and then this has just a slight little charade, and then you have 3 bolt holes. So the way I did that was I have a short spacer right here, and you'll see the different sizes of spacers if you get this kit. Nobody had this instructional video on this kit, so I figured I would show you. So I did this, and this is a standard deck. This is not a tall deck. If you have a tall deck, you have to get a different bracket, but standard deck. So I have it's not the short one, but we'll say a medium spacer here, and then one of those plates. So the way I did it, you can kind of tell which way It's either gonna sit down or you can flip them over and it'll sit up a little higher. So I did it where my little dip is right here and it sits up just a tiny bit more. It sits up just a little to get it off of this power steering line here, and there's a little nut right here that is, I mean, close. She is close, but should be enough clearance. Should be enough clearance. All right, so you do the little short sleeve towards the block, then you have your first plate, then you do a long sleeve. This one goes all the way through the bracket. Then you have your secondary plate here, and it makes like a little box. And then those two, the 2 points here, one goes on the back side of the power steering pump right there, and one goes on the front side just under this. I can't really show you, but once you get to doing it, you can feel the bolt. But so I had to put there's like a shorter sleeve here, and then they have an even shorter one, but that's got a smaller hole in it. So I put one decent size locking nut in there, and I made sure when I got them, or locking washer, sorry. When I got them, they don't overlap, the ones that I got. So when they smash down, it kind of technically just makes a regular washer, but it also gives it just a tiny bit of grip. So I put that on the inside here, and that gave me enough to push my bracket even with the belt this way. And then you run that bolt in. And all I have left is to tighten this little nut here, and then there's one on the adjacent side on the front, right under this pulley. You'll be able to reach it with a wrench, so don't think that it's back there trapped, but you can do it. But that is how I did it, and it seems to be working out just fine for me. I had an issue with my belt not being very straight, and it's still not super straight, but it's a little better than it was. So technically a person could space those two on the block out just a little more to give it just a little bit more of a tail this way, and that would probably straighten it right up, and I might do that. But I just wanted to show you how I ordered everything, or how I put everything together to actually make the bracket go on there, because it's a little bit confusing because there's no instructions or anything. So I've got enough threads on those. I might honestly take a couple of these lock washers here and put them back there behind these guys here to bring the front of this pump just ever so slightly, twist it, so that way it lines up just a little better. Like I said, I just got this thing where it would even go on there. So you can see the two spacers back there with the plate and that nut. I put a couple washers on there just to make sure I wasn't turning too tight on it. But yeah, that may not, if you look at it this way, the way that the belt is actually facing, it looks fine. But if you go where I feel like the crank pulley or the water pump pulley is flush, I think it's twisted just a little. So we might finagle with that. But that is how you put this Speedmaster big block Chevy power steering pump bracket together. Okay. Catch you guys on the flip side or something.